My name is Ashley Cotino, and I am a first-year student of International Relations and Business Management. I would like to major in International Relations. I became interested in this subject because of the development of my feminist views as a teenager. During high school, I noticed girls faced inequality in their education, careers, and marriage. During high school, girls were still encouraged to aspire to marriage, and yet boys were not. Girls were told to be subservient and submissive to their husbands, and I felt that this sometimes cancels out the message of being a strong woman in your career path. Being a strong woman does not have a negative impact on a woman's marriage. I began to do my research and learned about first and second wave feminism. First wave feminism started in the USA and spread to the UK and other European countries, and eventually spread to the rest of the world. It focused on women's right to vote, own property, and file for divorce. Notable first-wave feminists include Susan B. Anthony and Mary Wollstonecraft. The second wave was broader and sought to achieve women's reproductive rights, gain women further access to education, protect them from domestic violence and rape, especially marital rape, and ensure working rights were extended to them. Notable second-wave feminists include Gloria Steinem, Simone de Beauvoir, and Betty Friedan. However, the first and second wave of feminism were extremely racist, hence women of color, especially black women, were left out of it. Susan B. Anthony openly said that she would rather cut off her right arm than fight for black people's rights to vote. Despite this, a number of black women like Bell Hooks, Sojourner Truth, and Ida B. Wells still contributed to the feminist movement during these two waves. They critiqued white women's view of gender oppression as being racist and viewed through a middle-class lens. These critiques brought about the development of race, gender, and class studies, which later developed into intersectionality. Intersectionality is a term that was coined by Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989. It is the concept that people have various identities, be it their race, class, sexual orientation, gender, religion, and so on. People are not oppressed by one of these identities at one time, but rather more than one or even all of these identities at the same time. This is because our identities do not exist in isolation, and therefore our experiences of oppression are not influenced by one identity in isolation either. Going by this theory, black women experience the worst kind of oppression because they experience two types of discrimination at the same time. Their race is considered the most inferior out of all the races, and they are also women, who are considered the inferior gender. Intersectionality is central to third wave feminism, which is the wave of feminism that we are in now. Because of my understanding of these concepts, after my degree, I want to spread the impact feminism can have on women's lives to women of color, poor women, women of faith, and the LGBTQI community, as these are some of the groups of people third wave feminism seeks to empower. I want to focus on empowering women in Africa, as it is still a fairly poor continent, and I believe gender equality can help change this. I want to help young African girls gain access to education, protect them from child marriage, and tackle sexual violence. I will focus particularly on Zimbabwe, as that is where I am from. Although there is gender equality in primary school education, in secondary schools there are half as many girls as there are boys. There is still stigma towards girls that fall pregnant in high school, and girls cannot continue schooling after having a child in many cases. The child mortality rate for children born to women with only a primary school education is 30 out of 1,000 live births, compared to 23 out of 1,000 and 19 out of 1,000 live births for secondary and higher education respectively. Some poor girls cannot buy sanitary wear and have to stay away from school every month during menstruation. I want to help fix these problems in any way I can because educating girls not only gives them a better chance at making a decent living for themselves, but also contributes to a nation. Educated women can give their children a better life and can help their families live in healthier, safer conditions, hence helping everyone live a longer, happier life. I want to be part of the movement that decreases suffering in many women's lives and to be an inspiration to young girls of the upcoming generation to never give up on their ambitions just because they are a girl. Because you are a girl is no longer a legitimate excuse to stop girls from being the people that they want to be.